Welcome to Worship Tutorials.
Hi.
We have a new Kemper profile and performance pack available for you to purchase and download and load onto your Kemper and enjoy the dulcet tones of the 1963 Fender Bassman TX. We call it TX because it's a tuxedo Bassman. This is a vintage 63 Bassman. This one is like a brown panel amp, but it was made in late 63, early 64. They were starting to use black panels, so it has a black panel on it, but the rest of it is like blonde. So they call it the tuxedo amp. They're very cool. The 6g6-B circuit. So this Bassman, the 6g6-B, has two channels. We've profiled both of them. They have a normal channel and a bass channel. Another lucky bass channel. Another lucky find with the one that we got is it included the matching, they call it a piggyback cab. It's a 2x12 closed back cab. The amp actually has like these little metal hooks and it latches onto the cab.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's pretty cool. The cab has the original 1963 Oxford speakers. They sound nice. So there's an IR pack available too if that's what you're looking for. So we profiled both channels through the cab. We used a Royer 121 and an Earthworks SR25 mic on the cab. We feel like that's a bit of a Worship Tutorials special sauce there.
We love every time. It just gives us exactly what we want.
And this is available as a profile and performance pack. So it includes all of the profiles. We made 4 profiles per channel and they increase in gain for both single coils and for humbucker guitars, and they're separate profiles. We dialed the amp in separately for each type of guitar for each channel.
But you can use humbucker for single coils and vice versa and do whatever you want.
Yeah, and if you know Kemper, you know that it's really easy to tweak a profile, like to basically change the voicing of it. And then we have a performance that we put together using profiles from both channels to build like a, ready to go for Sunday morning.
Yeah, a real performance, dynamic and intuitive sounding and feeling rig. So part of what the mysterious thing about the Bassman is that, and we had to look this up to verify, but basically this was what the JTM45 came out of.
The Bassman amp,
Bassman amp. And so typically, especially for me, when I think Fender, I don't think overdrive, or if I do, I'm like, loose and flubby. No thank you.
Bottom end doesn't sound great.
Yeah. However,
this one does.
This sounds amazing. Yes. And so I said all that to say, to get back to the performances, the reason we mix these up is because like we use the bass channel for like the first 2 or 3.
The cleaner sounds.
Yeah. Because the overdrive in this amp, you'll notice, it doesn't get extremely, well, our profiles aren't extremely clean because the character of the amp didn't really shine at all when we tried to turn the gain down. So your 2 version is going to sound real nice if you play lighter.
That's our edge of breakup sound.
Edge of breakup, and if you dig in, it's very dynamic. So when we were doing the performance, the first couple slots, 2, 3 slots, whatever, are using the bass side because there was this extra like warmth and body to it.
Yeah.
And naturally anyways, as you increase gain, you don't necessarily want it to be big and boomy. So we use the normal channel cranked up a little bit more for a couple of those things. This thing dimed sounds great.
It's cool. Yeah.
Now, there are some spots in the amp where like you'll go from like the volume at 3 to 5 and like you won't really notice much of a difference.
Yeah.
It's minor, but it depends on the pickup. So that's why we only got 4 profiles out of it. Because even
4
though
was like cranked.
4 was cranked or very, very dang close.
Yeah.
So this amp is very cool. And if you're like me, there's this misconception that Fender amps and overdrive or distortion, however you want to word it, are just is not a thing. But this,
I think that's due to the Hot Rod Deluxe.
yeah, it's probably.
I think that's where that came from.
I mean, even then though, deluxe
flubby bottom
reverb,
thing.
I don't. I mean, who goes? You know what I'd like? I'd like a deluxe reverb so I can dime that
So
sucker.
I can crank it. So you heard some tones in the beginning. We want to just show you the difference between like the bass channel and the normal channel. So this is the 2 profile from the bass channel. This is what it sounds like. All right, so now we're going to show you the 2 profile from the normal channel. So it's similar gain staging, but just the other channel.
And you'll notice it's not quite as warm and doesn't have that like.
It has this different low mid thing going on too.
Yeah. So we can just show you. So if you're like me, you may be like, you know, I just don't really feel like I hear anybody talk about Bassmans being used for worship.
It's not like the P&W amp that you hear.
No.
It's not the Vox
And,
AC30.
yeah, I was about to say, and even then, like Fenders in general aren't, I would say at least not as often as Vox. They're still talked about, but I'd say a 63 Bassman, I don't feel like I hear about it. That needs to change, and we're here to tell you right now.
You can get it on your
You
Kemper.
can get it. As always, links below to grab everything. There's 2 options when you buy this pack on the website. You can get the full thing, which is all the profiles and the performances. You can get just the performances. They do include the profiles. I know that's a common
You don't have to
confusion.
buy. You don't have to buy both.
No. If you want the performances, you're like, all I'm going to do is use this all in one. You can grab that. If you want to check out any of our other stuff, please do.
And the IR pack of the cab.
The
if that's what
IR
you're
pack.
interested.
Yes.
It's available.
Yes. So check that out. Thank you for joining us.
And subscribe.
If you
We
haven't
did it
already.
again.
We waited till the
Waited
end.
to the end.
That's okay. We'll just put some text at the beginning of the video.
Subscribe!
See you next time.
Bye-bye.